So these are Coturnix Quail eggs, and they belong to a friend of mine who ordered them, and they were shipped to her. And when they arrived, there were several that were broken and leaked all over, so we're missing like 6, 7, 8. About 8 eggs didn't make it right off the bat. Shipped eggs are always a big gamble because once the breeder packs the eggs and gives them to the post office, it's out of their hands and it's up to the post office. These were packed in an okay fashion. I've never had quail eggs shipped to me, but I've had chicken eggs shipped to me. And the best practice with them is each egg is individually wrapped in bubble wrap, packed carefully into a box, where all of the sides of the box are lined with bubble wrap, and that box is placed into another box that is also filled with bubble wrap or other packaging so that the interior box does not touch the outside part. So we're going to set these into the incubator. It takes 18 days for quail eggs to hatch, so they're very tiny. This is a really tiny one. I don't even know if I can pick it up. I'll try this one. So you can see they're very pretty, but they're very, very tiny. That's one of the reasons that they only take 18 days to hatch, just because they're so small. Chicken eggs that are really small tend to hatch earlier too. Of course, the babies will be very tiny. They will be actually smaller than the eggs themselves. And like some of these eggs are really teeny tiny. Like I can't even really get a hold of that one the way it's sitting in the carton. We will let them, they have been resting about 24 hours now, a little bit longer than that. Here in the living room, ambient air temperature. We will set them in the incubator, which is already set up with the correct humidity and temperature, which is 100 degrees and 45% humidity. And we will let them incubate for 1 to 2 days just sitting. Normally you would have the turner on and they would be turned continuously from the beginning. But shipped eggs tend to get their air cells detached from the inside of the egg. And by letting them sit in the incubator at least overnight or up to 2 days, with it running but not turning them, will give them a chance for that air cell to reattach itself and get right where it belongs. So that increases your chances of a good hatch. And then after that, it's mostly just waiting to see which ones are fertile and which ones aren't. So what I have is I have a second-hand large incubator. I think it'll hold about 300 eggs. I don't remember exactly. If you purchase the egg trays that they sell for these, each of those shelves inside is part of an automatic turning system, and they will tilt quite dramatically every so often when I turn the turner on. And then in the top right there, you can see that's the water pan. We add water to bring the humidity up. So I'm just gonna set these guys in here and let them rest. So here we go. We start them on the top shelf because that'll be the warmest spot. And then the coolest spot in the incubator is down here in the bottom, which is, this is the hatching tray. And so when they get ready to hatch, they'll end up down here. But we'll be moving them down every so many days, down a shelf. And at the same time, since I've already got her up and running, we might start collecting some chicken eggs to add in here. Yeah, boy, we got a few cobwebs hanging around, don't we? And we'll check our digital readout here. So the incubator temperature is 93.5 because I had the door open. The room temperature is 74. Humidity is 29%. That again is only because I had the door open, and it'll be coming back up in just a few minutes. So, and I have it set. Command is what temperature I have it set for. And as you can see, the incubator temperature is coming up very rapidly. I really like this incubator because it's really easy. It does a lot of the work for me, and I don't have to mess around with the old styrofoam incubators, which is what I used to use, and it makes life a lot easier.